Let's be honest. When you hear focus, you probably imagine blocking distractions, concentrating harder, fighting your wandering mind. That's beginner focus. The scariest focus, you don't fight your brain anymore. You reprogram what it sees as worth paying attention to. And once that happens, people watching you feel disturbed because they can't relate. Level 1 focus, willpower. Weak. This is where almost everyone starts. You sit down, you tell yourself stay focused, you promise yourself this time is different. Neuroscience problem. Willpower comes from dopamine and glucose in your prefrontal cortex. Dopamine is unstable. It depends on mood, sleep, stress, what you ate. That's why focus always fades. Studies show willpower works like a battery. Every distraction you resist drains it. Should I check my phone? Should I take a break? Should I keep working? Should I do something else? By evening, battery equals dead. That's why you start laser focused and end up scrolling mindlessly. You're not undisciplined. Your fuel just ran out. This level looks productive, but it collapses fast. Still not scary, just exhausting. Level 2 focus, environment hacking, limited. Here you start controlling things, you put your phone in another room, you block time-wasting websites, you wear noise-canceling headphones, you close your door. You're building barriers between you and distractions. This actually works for a bit. Psychology calls this stimulus control. Remove the trigger, remove the temptation. Smart, right? Problem, it's fragile as glass. One unexpected thing shatters it. Someone interrupts. A thought pops in. Your setup breaks, your internet crashes. Suddenly you're back to resisting again. You need perfect conditions to stay focused. That's the trap. Life doesn't give you perfect conditions. This level makes you dependent on everything being just right. Quiet space, right time, right mood, right tools. When one thing is off, focus falls apart. I'm better than level 1, but still external, still breakable, still not the scary part. Level 3 focus, identity fusion, rare. This is where things get uncomfortable. Instead of asking what should I focus on, your brain asks what does someone like me do? Identity-based focus activates self-concept networks in your brain. Actions feel aligned, not forced. Example, I don't break focus during work, I finish what I open, I give things my complete attention. At this level, getting distracted causes psychological friction. Your brain craves consistency more than comfort. Research shows identity creates internal conflict when you violate it. Break your pattern, and your mind fights you, but this still requires awareness. You still have to think about who you are. The scariest level is next. Level 4 focus, neural automation, terrifying. This is where focus stops being conscious. Your attention moves from the prefrontal cortex to the basal ganglia, the automation center. This is the same system responsible for tying shoes without thinking, driving familiar routes without remembering, typing passwords in half a second. Once focus enters the system, no willpower needed, no battery drained, no mental negotiation. The cue appears and attention locks automatically. This is why elite performers look emotionless. They're not pushing through anything. They're running scripts. Why this level feels scary to others. Because humans are emotional creatures. Most people focus when they feel motivated. Quit when it feels hard. When someone doesn't react emotionally to distractions, it feels robotic. You focus when you're exhausted. You focus when you're anxious. You focus when chaos is everywhere. No hype music, no coffee ritual, no mental warm-up. That looks cold. But neurologically, it's pure efficiency. The brain mechanism nobody explains. Here's the advanced part. Every automatic behavior follows this loop. Cue to action to reward. Most people obsess over the action. Elite focus engineers the cue. Same time, same place, same trigger. Your brain loves predictability. When the cue is stable, resistance disappears. This is why same desk equals instant lock-in. Same morning hour equals work mode. Same opening routine equals flow state. Your brain stops asking, do we focus now? It switches to, oh, this again, and executes. The emotional immunity effect. At high focus levels, something disturbing happens. Emotions still appear, but they lose authority. Distraction exists, boredom exists, anxiety exists, but they're processed as background noise, not commands. Neuroscience calls this decoupling. Thoughts are not actions. You feel the urge to quit and still continue. That's the part that scares people. Why intensity actually ruins focus. Most people try to focus harder. Intensity spikes cortisol. Cortisol links the task with stress. The brain then avoids it. Elite focus is boring, repeatable, low emotion. No hype means no crash. That's why boring consistency beats passionate intensity every single time. How to build this level. Rule 1. Remove choice. Never decide if you'll focus. Decide when and where only. Choice creates friction. Automation destroys it. Same time, same desk, same starting action. Your brain learns the pattern, then it fires without asking. Rule 2. Underperform on purpose. Your brain resists big demands, but it accepts small, repeatable wins. 10-minute sessions beat 2-hour heroic pushes. Consistency rewires faster than effort. Show up small, show up daily. Repetition carves the pathway. Rule 3. Protect the cue, not the mood. Bad mood doesn't matter. Tired doesn't matter. Stress doesn't matter. Same cue anyway. Your brain learns emotion is irrelevant. The routine still executes. Once your brain sees feelings, don't stop the pattern, feelings lose their grip. Rule 4. Make it invisible to others. Don't announce your focus system. Don't post about it. Don't perform it for validation. The moment you need witnesses, it becomes about approval. Real automation doesn't need an audience. It runs silent. Elite focus is private. It's boring to observe. That's how you know it's automated. Rule 5. Track the cue, not the output. Don't measure what you accomplished. Measure if you showed up at the cue. Did you sit at the desk at 9? Did you open the file? Did you start the first task? Output will vary daily. The cue won't. Your brain doesn't automate results. It automates responses to triggers. So make the trigger your only scoreboard. The attention shift nobody expects. Here's what happens after 6 weeks of cue consistency. Your brain stops treating focus as a choice. It starts treating focus as a reflex. Someone talks near you, and you stay locked. Music plays and you don't hear it. Hours vanish and you don't notice time. Not because you're trying, because your attention system upgraded itself. You're not blocking distractions anymore. Your brain literally doesn't flag them as relevant. They exist, but your attention doesn't grab them. That's the difference. Level 1 fights distractions. Level 4 doesn't register them. Why this makes people uncomfortable around you. When you focus like this, people feel it. They'll test you. They'll interrupt. They'll try to break your attention, not because they're cruel, because your focus exposes their distraction. You become a mirror. And most people hate what they see. They'll call you obsessed. They'll say you're too serious. They'll tell you to relax. What they really mean is, your focus makes me uncomfortable about my scrolling. That tension is proof you're operating differently. When people can't relate to your attention span, you've entered rare territory. The focus emotion, divorce. At the highest level, focus and emotion become completely separate systems. You can feel anxious and focus perfectly. Feel excited and stay locked. Feel angry and still work clean. Emotions become weather. They pass through, but they don't control the ship anymore. Most people experience emotions as instructions. Bored means stop. Excited means go. Tired means quit. Your brain at level 4 processes emotions as irrelevant input. Oh, there's boredom. Anyway, back to the task. That's the emotional immunity top performers have, not that they don't feel. They feel everything. They just don't obey. The cost nobody mentions. Here's the unglamorous part. Building automated focus makes you socially weird. You miss jokes because you didn't register them. You forget small talk because you weren't present. You seem distant because your attention doesn't scatter like everyone else's. People think you're cold. You're not. You're just wired different now. Your brain prioritizes signal over noise. Most social stuff is noise. That's the trade. You gain focus. You lose some social ease. Worth it? Depends what you're building. Why harder effort destroys the system. People see deep focus and think I need to focus harder. Number. Harder breaks it. Your brain reads harder as threat. Threat activates stress. Stress activates avoidance. Then you're fighting yourself again. Elite focus feels easy because it is easy. Automated actions don't require force. They require repetition until the neural pathway's carved. Then the action flows like water in a groove. No effort. Just flow. The scariest part isn't the focus itself. The scariest part is how little you need to maintain it. Once it's automated, you forget you're even doing it. You sit down and 4 hours disappear. You start a task and finish without tracking time. People ask, how do you focus so long, and you don't have an answer because you weren't trying. It just happened. That's when you know the system won. You're not the one focusing anymore. Your brain is doing it for you. The scariest focused people aren't intense. They're inevitable. They don't rise with motivation. They don't fall with distraction. They show up again and again and again until their brain believes this is just what we do now. And once focus becomes identity plus automation, there's nothing left to fight because the war's over and the system won.